much money does it take to join America's top 1%? The answer may surprise you. What does it really take to be considered one of America's wealthiest people? For decades, many believed that becoming a millionaire was the ultimate financial milestone. Owning $1 million in assets once symbolized extraordinary success, financial freedom, and even early retirement. But times have changed dramatically. Today, according to recent financial analysis, a net worth of approximately $13.5 million is now required to officially rank among the richest 1% of Americans. That's right, not 1 million, not 5 million, but roughly $13.5 million. In today's report, we'll explore why this number has increased so dramatically, what it actually means to belong to the top 1%, how wealth is calculated, and what this reveals about the changing financial landscape across the United States. How much money does it take to join America's top 1%? The answer may surprise you. What exactly is net worth? Before comparing wealth, it's important to understand one key financial concept: net worth. Net worth is not simply the amount of money someone earns every year. Instead, it represents the total value of everything a person owns, minus everything they owe. This includes cash savings, investment accounts, retirement funds, stocks and bonds, real estate properties, business ownership, valuable personal assets. After adding all assets together, debts such as mortgages, personal loans, student loans, and credit card balances are subtracted. The remaining figure is your net worth. This means someone earning a very high salary may still have a relatively modest net worth if they also carry significant debt or spend most of their income. On the other hand, someone with moderate annual income who consistently saves and invests over many years may accumulate substantial wealth. In short, income creates opportunity, but net worth measures lasting wealth. Why $13.5 million seems small compared with billionaires? At first glance, the $13.5 million threshold may seem surprisingly low. After all, headlines are dominated by billionaires. People like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, and other technology entrepreneurs possess fortunes worth tens or even hundreds of billions of dollars. According to major wealth rankings, America's richest individuals control extraordinary amounts of wealth. Yet there's an enormous gap between billionaires and the average wealthy American. The difference between someone worth $13.5 million and someone worth $200 billion is almost impossible to comprehend. A billionaire doesn't simply have twice as much wealth. They may have more than 10,000 times as much. This illustrates one of the defining characteristics of the modern American economy. Wealth is highly concentrated at the very top. Even among wealthy households, there are enormous differences in financial resources. The growing wealth gap. The increasing wealth required to reach the top 1% also highlights broader economic trends. Over the past several decades, assets such as stocks, real estate, and privately owned businesses have experienced substantial growth. Families that already owned these appreciating assets often saw their wealth expand rapidly. Meanwhile, many middle-income households faced rising costs for housing, education, healthcare, and everyday living expenses. As a result, wealth accumulation has become increasingly difficult for many Americans. This doesn't necessarily mean people are earning less. Instead, it means building long-term wealth has become more challenging because expenses have risen alongside asset prices. The result is a wider wealth gap between high-net-worth households and everyone else. Economists continue to debate the long-term effects of this trend on economic growth, homeownership, retirement security, and social mobility. Income versus wealth. Another common misconception is that high income automatically means someone is wealthy. In reality, income and wealth are two different measurements. A surgeon earning $600,000 annually may still have substantial student loans, a large mortgage, and high living expenses. Meanwhile, someone who built investments over several decades may earn much less each year, while possessing a far larger net worth. Financial planners often emphasize that sustainable wealth depends on several factors. Saving consistently, investing wisely, controlling debt, allowing investments to grow over time. Many members of America's wealthiest households accumulated assets gradually through long-term investing, rather than relying solely on exceptionally high salaries. The idea of becoming a millionaire remains an important financial milestone, but in today's economy, it no longer places someone among America's financial elite. Current estimates suggest that reaching the top 1% now requires approximately $13.5 million in net worth, a figure that reflects decades of inflation, rising asset values, and significant economic change. More importantly, this discussion reminds us that wealth isn't measured only by annual income. Long-term financial security is built through disciplined saving, responsible investing, careful debt management, and consistent financial planning. Whether your goal is financial independence, early retirement, or simply building a stronger future for your family, understanding the difference between income and wealth is one of the most valuable lessons in personal finance. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this report and would like more updates on US business, investing, personal finance, and the economy, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest coverage. We'll see you in the next report.